market is in dropping down, we can expect markets to come to tap this weekly POI, and yeah, from here we can expect another push to the upside.
Hello traders, welcome to the weekly forecast on gold for next week. Last week I said I was expecting price to drop down at least to this point before we get the massive push to the upside. We got a reaction from this line and market kept pushing, but at this point at 4833 market got rejected. It means the bulls could not push the market further and the bears came into the market. And you can see on 4 hours time frame we have this inverted armor trying to show us that the sellers are coming to the market and then they start pushing this market to the downside. This happened late on Monday, and on Tuesday, if you check one of the shorts videos I posted on the channel, I sold gold all the way to the downside, and that was simply because I saw the shift in the market structure, and I just feel like sellers are getting ready to take control of the market. So since this has happened and market failed to take this high this week, so next week I'm expecting something nice from the market. So let's quickly check, just like we always do, let's quickly check the daily time frame to check what we can expect from the market, and from daily or weekly. We are going to start our analysis from the weekly. So from weekly, if we get anything showing us the market wants to go to the downside more, we will just follow through. So let me delete this and see what we can expect for next week. So on the weekly time frame, we have this excuse me, we have this massive push to the downside. Like sellers are really announcing themselves that they really want to take control of this market. So I have this order block on weekly, and I would love to see if market can push up to this weekly and then drop all the way to the downside. That's just on weekly. So let me go to daily to see if we have a breakout on daily to know if they are really ready. And on the breakout side, I would have loved to see a break here at first, but if we've not gotten that yet, I think I would love to use this breakout somewhere around here, because you can see a close below this place. So this is a pretty good close, but I will be more satisfied next week if I see a close here. So if I get a close here, I'll be expecting more push to the downside. But I can expect this also. And then from here you can go to the downside. But let's confirm again from 4 hours time frame before we make our final decision. 4 hours time frame. So with 4 hours time frame, I can see this on 4 hours time frame. I can see this liquidity was not taken. Yes, this liquidity was not taken on Friday. I was really expecting this liquidity to be taken so that I can sell all the way to the downside, but it wasn't taken. So I feel like market is creating a trend line liquidity somewhere around here, which I expect market to flush before going to the downside. So if I can get something like this week, probably market comes to tap this fair value gap, or it might even come down to test this order block or rejection block, then we go up to this place, then before we flush to the downside. This would be my perfect setup. This would be my perfect setup for the week. So that's that about that. Normally I was meant to talk about the chart, like our table, the table we always check before we analyze our chart, but I was just so eager to analyze this because I was wrong about the direction, like the major direction for the week. I just feel like, okay, let me quickly attack what is happening before we check what happened during the high of the week and the low of the week. So this is my ideal push to the upside, but market can't do otherwise, just like it did this week. So don't risk all you have on it. Just follow through, follow the structure. If you are seeing the market is pushing away from this zone, don't force the sell. Just you can probably wait for a retracement to follow them to the upside. So this is all I'm expecting from the daily and the weekly time frame. Now let's go to our table to see what we are expecting. But before we go to the table, let's check where the high of the week formed and the low of the week formed. So the high of the week formed on Monday, and then the low of the week formed on Friday. And how many pips was delivered? Before we quickly update our table, about 1076 pips. Yeah, So 176. So that's 1076. So let me just quickly update the table and see how we can know the days to watch out for this week. So the low of the week formed on Friday, and then the high of the week formed on Monday. So Monday is appearing how many times now? 7 times. Then Friday is appearing 10 times on this table. So what do you expect? What are you expecting? Monday and Tuesday is a very, very important day for you to pay attention to. If you are going to be catching the sell or the buy or whatever wants to happen next week, focus on Monday and Tuesday. In fact, don't sleep when market opens. Just immediately market opens, quickly look for your setup, because it's possible market does that move very early, like in the Asian session of Monday, but you don't need to force it. If you don't see anything on Monday, you can always catch the move on Tuesday. But if nothing still happens on Tuesday, you can focus on Wednesday. Thursday should be a rest day for you, because Thursday, although Thursday has been delivering, but Thursday is a day that there's so much consolidation in the market, and if you're not careful, you can lose a lot of money on Thursday. So, but just once you catch a move on Monday, Tuesday, just rest, rest. That's basically it. So now let's quickly just go back to our charts before we round off this session. Um, Back to our charts. So don't forget, um, like I said, I'm expecting markets to sell, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. Remember, this is not my father's business. So you just need to follow through. I told you again, I saw a break on daily, which is why I'm thinking markets might want to continue pushing to the downside, especially this liquidity, this liquidity, this liquidity. I have a lot of, this is one trend line liquidity I'm also looking up to, that markets might want to come and flush this level, even if market wants to buy to the upside. But my fear now is if market can close below this low during this coming week, I will be expecting market to keep flushing to the downside, at least to this point. Then from this point, anything can happen from this point. So just be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful, because anything can still happen. All right, that'll be all for this week, and I will see you next week.